it forces you to have a conversation about what your goals are. So, right there, you are focused on what you are trying to put out into the universe and manifest. That's an excellent exercise in itself. Hi, and welcome to Girls Gone Gritty. We are in 2026 and are bringing you all kinds of inspo today. We did a nice vision board and we are going to explain how to do that and show you what we've done. But before that, we're going to talk about our weekends. And I am just coming back from warm, sunny Florida.
Yeah, you had a big week getting into your parents' space. So happy for you being able to now enjoy the space that they gave you and making it your own. And I'm so excited for you. That's a huge vision for 2026 in itself. So
What an amazing gift. For those of you that don't know, I lost both of my parents within 18 months and I'm an only child. So it's been a sad journey. But this house, it's not the house I grew up in, but it's the house that my kids have always visited them in. We turned the house into a family home over the course of the last week, and it feels good. And I know that my parents are going to be thrilled that we're going to continue making memories there, and it's a nice slice of life. And I just can't thank them enough for setting us up like this. It's a real gift.
it really is. It's beautiful. Now, myself, like many people who stayed here in the Northeast, I was sick the entire week that Farley was enjoying the sunshine in Florida. I know you were a little sick, but I saw that I only had 500 steps on daily. So that's how banged up I was. And for those that know me, know that I don't really get sick. I guess the universe wanted me to take pause and take inventory so that I was prepared for 2026. So I'm looking at it as a positive because I did lots of Girls Gone Gritty things. I wrote not only my vision for 2026, but I did an assessment for 2025 that was given to me by another podcaster. Sometimes you get what you get and you got to make the best of it. And that's what we're doing here.
Sometimes you got to hunker down and get things done. I also was not well in Florida, and it allowed me to clean out the closets and the drawers and all the spaces that I didn't want to touch. And I found a lot of treasures, and it was totally worth it. Sometimes life slows you down on purpose.
Yeah. And I do feel like a lot of people were cleaning out closets and drawers during the week in between.
They said this is the worst flu that has been around.
Yeah.
This is everybody had a little bit of something. Hopefully you guys are healthy, and we are going to get to our top 3 right now. Number 3, who knew that we needed a copyright for our own face and body?
Thank you, Denmark, for making sure that we own our likeness, image, and everything else like the NIL has done, where you get to own that as an athlete. I'd like to own that as a human being. Good Lord, what the heck?
Who thought that they could just impersonate you in every way and that it was okay? I just hope that we don't have to get the copyright trademark like stamped on us somewhere or embedded.
Yeah, and scanned on your wrist. They are learning us, and the models are trying to evoke exactly who you are, and they're learning exactly how we interesting humans do things, and they're replicating it, and they're able to take it next level and better because they're able to take a little bit of Farley, a little bit of Jennifer, a little bit of everybody. So protect yourself.
I just saw like the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my life on Instagram, and I thought, God, this girl is magnificent, and she's not real. And she's got 1 trillion followers. It's bizarre. It scares me. Okay, number 2. American school lunch is a business model. Japan's is a cultural priority. Japan treats food as medicine. America treats it as inventory.
We are the immediate gratification society in the United States, from DoorDash to prepackaged foods to no one knowing how to cook. Forget about the fact that we don't farm our own food. Now we don't shop for our own food, and we don't prepare our own food, and we make it as easy as possible for kids to consume crap in schools. And we wonder why we have the epidemics that.
In Japan, their children at school get a fresh cooked meal every day with no additives and preservatives and all real ingredients. We really need to follow the lead of all these brilliant countries that are proactive trendsetters. Denmark, Japan, look around and see what everybody else is doing incredibly well and jump on the bandwagon.
Cash is king, and everybody wants to create a business that enables them to make more money, and monetizing is the reason why. It's gross.
Number 1, MTV may be gone and all those fabulous videos, but album covers get a Grammy for the first time ever.
It makes me so sad that MTV is gone, sayonara, and the music video seems to be passe. I do think there's going to be a resurgence with the convergence of podcasting and digital video and everything.
I think
They are
musicians still
seeing
make
it.
videos.
But the fact that the artists are finally being recognized for the art work that they labored over for more than 50 years and never became a category.
What album covers come to your mind? I think of the Beatles walking across the street. I think of that Nirvana baby underwater, Blind Melon, that little kid in the
Bumblebee
Bumblebee.
suit, Purple Rain. They're innumerable. Even our Bring It On Studios seal. That picture of him, he is spectacular in that image.
Yes.
It was iconic and it's become his brand. So the fact that we've finally gotten to this point and didn't do it before,
it's crazy. It is.
It's crazy. Speaking of things we've never done before, I have to be honest, I've never done a vision board for a project. I've done little things for myself personally, but not to the extent that we've decided to undertake this. If you are someone that engages in vision boarding, we'd love to hear from you and we'd love to see what you are doing. Post a picture, tag us. We think it's a really great movement and we're excited to talk about it today.
It's very fun to do too. As we were doing it, we're clipping out buzzwords, looking for articles that are relevant. It forces you to have a conversation about what your goals are. So right there, you are focused on what you are trying to put out into the universe and manifest. That's an excellent exercise in itself. But then when you start looking for visual imagery and things that evoke emotion, it makes it that much more real. And then if you're looking at it every day and now you're visualizing what you put on paper and you're reading buzzwords and you're thinking about it internally, it just all becomes
a map of where you want to go. This time of year at my household, we're doing a lot of puzzles. So you have all the pieces that you need and you recognize that you're heading in a direction, but now you need some clarity and focus, and the ability to sit down and look at words that resonate with you is a really good way to just start off the new year. And what I liked about this process that I alluded to in the intro is that I did a 2025 year in assessment, and I took a 5-page opportunity to go through what went right this year, what didn't go right this year, what am I looking to achieve in next year, what are some of my favorite memories, and it sat down and I cataloged it. I didn't even think about that in 2025, and that's something that I do want to think about in 2026. In order to manifest it, you need to bring it front and center.
You need to know your goals. You can have multiple goals, and when you start the process of collecting and gathering all of your elements, and you start taping or gluing them onto your board, it feels very big and blank, and it doesn't seem like it's going to start to flow. But that's the beautiful part about a puzzle. Some people put the outside border together because that's your frame. Other people look for a focal point that's really easy and they go for the middle and expand from there. I think for us, we knew that we want to be a part of something bigger than us. We would like to be purchased, become a part of somebody's catalog. And Barstools is something that comes to mind for both of us immediately. So we started with a Barstools logo in the middle of our board so that we could grow in different directions from that. And that showed our purpose right out of the gates.
We're coming up on our 100th episode very soon, and we are also coming up on our 2-year anniversary, and we need to have a clear vision of the way we're going to sustain this long term, and becoming a part of something bigger than ourselves is normally the way you sustain growth, to adopt things that other people are doing well and replicating them, but still maintaining your clear vision as to what you started with. And that's important, I think, about what Farley and I went through when we created our vision board for Girls Gone Gritty, was that the things that she and I were printing were so in line with one another that we were completely convinced that we're on the right path here.
We had such a puzzle of elements, but we knew exactly where they were going. She might have done something that was health, wellness, friendship, and honesty. And I'm over on the other side printing out all of the adjectives that complemented the words she had printed out. And I think if you have a goal, if you don't write it down and read it, it doesn't make it real. If you don't say it out loud, if you don't hear yourself say it, then how's the universe going to hear it? So it makes it real. And knowing what your core values are, where do you want to travel? What defines success to you? what's your end game? Why are you doing what you're doing? And what do you want at the end of the experience? It's asking yourself hard questions that need an answer, because if you don't have an answer, I don't know that you're going to necessarily find one.
And it's hard to your point about travel or any goal, is when it feels far away. When you start on like, where am I going to go with a trip or a business or a friendship or a relationship? That's such a big statement that sometimes if you don't start to parse it out little by little, it can feel like you're not moving the needle at all. So having a little bit of a clear path by starting with where you
It's
want
almost an
to end up.
outline. It's
Yeah.
almost an
Yeah.
outline.
You have to have it.
It's like we're going to London in a couple weeks. And if we just bought tickets and said, okay, we're going to London, that wouldn't do much for us. We had to pick the hotel. We had to book our flights. We had to figure out what was important to us. We're there for 4 days. What do we want to see? What do we want to experience? It was a collaborative plan. It's the same thing when you're putting together a vision board. If you're doing a business with someone else, then it should be a collaboration. It should not be one person bringing all the ideas to the table, because then you're not truly sharing the process. You'll see a photo. We'll definitely post ours. You can see Jen, you can see me all over it. And it was redundant in a funny way, because we're both on the same page. We know what we want, and we're moving in the same direction together. So it feels good. And we have this result that made me feel confident that we're starting off in the right direction in 2026. We're headed in a direction with goals. We've defined what our goals are and how we think we're going to get there by incorporating some live events into our schedule and bringing on more guests and putting out a business plan where we ask for people to come forth and be our sponsors.
Collective.
We are looking for sponsors, but we also have worked so hard to become who we are and to maintain the integrity of Girls Gone Gritty, that we want to align ourselves with people that we want to be aligned with. And if we stay true to what we've built and continue to be authentic, and obviously we can get better at a lot of things, and
Sure.
we're open to growth. We just don't want to sell out. Have to, and we would never, and go in a different direction, almost like a singer, that gets picked up by a label, and all of a sudden their artistic craft is contaminated because of what sells. We really want to stay authentic to why we started Girls Gone Gritty in the first place.
Absolutely. And I think that going through these types of exercises with any aspect of your life, whether it's a business, a podcast, or anything, the first thing is vision. We began this with passion and great intention and a lot of really good reasons why. But now looking at it with the scope that we've had under our belt, we're able to put a vision to it. And when we have a vision, we're able to have our mission directed more in line with our vision. And because of that, we've set forth some non-negotiables this year. Like for myself, I'm actually not sure where my co-host landed on this, but I signed up for my first Tough Mudder. And that was one of the things that I thought was important for me to put a stake in the ground to become an athlete again on some level. I do participate in tennis and volleyball and get out on a competitive level, but not to the extent where I'm competing against myself and some obstacles. So that's one thing that's on my personal vision board that will align with Girls Gone Gritty as well.
And I love the idea of it. And I'm not out yet. I'm kind of
We're gonna hold to see where she lines up next week on this topic.
My only backpedaling is because lacrosse season gearing up, and I am gone in the middle of the week and every weekend watching my last lacrosse player at the college level. So that's one of my issues. Another issue is I already ran the New York Marathon. Parts of my body haven't ever recovered, and I've had 3 ACL injuries and a back surgery. So I am not looking to get injured. And I feel like I'm always in ebbs and flows of little bits and pieces of injuries because I'm a weekend warrior and I'm loving paddle, padel, and tennis and every other thing that comes my way. I have to get in shape so that I don't injure myself doing the Tough Mudder.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be part of the process. So if you're interested in joining Girls Gone Gritty team, I'm going to be creating a team, and it's on May 23rd. It is a Saturday, and it is the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend. Great way to get yourself in shape for the summer season. And It's just outside of Philly, in the suburb of Philly, in a large grassy knoll. I think it's in Oak Grove.
It's 5K and there's 12 obstacle courses along the way.
I'm hoping to get a crew of people that are interested in trying something new, because that's what we're about too in 2026. We're putting ourselves out there more than we ever have. We're looking for speaking engagements, and we have a couple lined up, and we're going to be out and about in our communities more than you've seen before. So watch out for what we've got going on in 2026, and we're manifesting it all with our vision board.
We are. Make sure you guys put together a vision board. It's a nice snowy day, rainy day activity. You feel crafty. And then when you start really diving into it, you can visualize.
And it helps your daily. Your daily will line up with your weekly lines up with your monthly, and you start to form that path to where you want to get to. And we look forward to being on that journey with you together, with Girls Gone Gritty. And what we need more than anything, other than your continued support, is feedback. We would love to hear from you in 2026. If you can make that a little bit of a resolve for us as a listener, it would help us out so much to
everything from content ideas to what you like, to what you don't like, to guest ideas, anything. We'd run in a big circle of people and we'd hear from our big circle, but we'd love to hear from people that are becoming a part of our circle, but we don't know your voice yet. And the only way that we're going to get to know you is to hear from you like you hear from us. So please feel free to drop us a DM, leave feedback on our Instagram. However you can reach us, we are available. And that is going to bring us to our Got Grit Award winner of the week.
Our Got Grit Award winner of the week is someone who has taken the plunge in an area that is very scary and exciting. We know that 2026 is the breakout year for AI. And if you are watching any of the things that are happening both globally and also here, 60 Minutes recently had a show about robotics and the AI and how smart the robotics are getting and how much they're going to be taking over. But our Got Grit winner is someone who was paralyzed on a New Year's Eve swim in 2023. Dan Richards' life got changed forever. In a freak accident, a wave caused him to hit the sand, and he knew immediately he was paralyzed. Oh. So he has been living without the ability to move for the last couple of years. And he, in the UK, has undergone a procedure where he is using the exoskeletons to move his body. He's able to use AI to help him formulate words because his vocal cords were impacted. And this is an area that I am very fearful of, but I also am somebody who is an optimist eternally. And I see that the benefits can help people in need like this. So I want to applaud Dan Richards because he had a life-changing event and took the opportunity to take this technology and see where it could lead him. He is an innovator exploring an area that is going to take off for so quadriplegic, paraplegic, people in sight and hearing. It's going to be strides in 2026.
I applaud those types of efforts. I think of Stephen Hawkins and how much he did for
ALS.
The fact that he could come up with a machine that would allow them to communicate by the thought of the word is just beyond. It's unfathomable. That type of technology is what is award winning and takes things to the next level. So if AI is going to make somebody that's paralyzed walk again and somebody that's blind see again, they're doing something positive besides taking jobs and imitating us and trying to procreate. So
and I wanted to highlight this story because in 2026, as we embark on this, we need to be hopeful and we need to keep things in check and make sure
there's
that
positivity
there are safeguards, like we mentioned in our top 3, where we still own the rights to being a human. Keep a watchful eye on AI this year. Keep a watchful eye on the amazing innovations that we're going to have and on the important things that come to you each and every day. And they may come to you in song.
They absolutely do. You are beautiful and wild at every turn. Who am I to take control of that? Everybody needs a voice they can follow when the waters and the winds get bad. You know, my love is not the jealous type. It doesn't matter if we win or lose. I could stay or I could come no matter where you're coming from, as long as I can flow along with you.
Wanna hold you close and never hold you back, like the banks to the river. They're the best band ever. They were my number one band on Spotify with my rap this past year. It's Need to Breathe. And we all need to breathe every single day in 2026.
It's a love song.
It's a feel good song. Yeah, he wrote it for his wife.
Yeah, it's a love song. And it's about how his love can't be contained. It kind of flows like a river.
He supports her. He supports her like the banks to the river.
It's amazing.
She's the river because we're all women are we're wild and crazy.
Yep. But there might be some bumps and along the way. Maybe you're going to go white river rafting.
Oh my God. Well, hopefully we're going to go whitewater rafting in 2026. We got lots of things to do as we hope you do. So get out there, go make it a day, go find your grit, get gritty with us. We thank you so much for tuning in.
Grit and more grit.